March 27th, 2020, that basically opened up $2 trillion for the government to aid and assist Americans during this pandemic, global pandemic, to get us through the process, and for the families and businesses from Corona, 19 and on.
Couple questions that got emailed to us earlier, so I'll make sure we get to those as well.
Yeah, I know, Frankie,
So,
you got some questions for me, Frankie. So shoot it
okay.
at me.
Okay, so fire 2018 taxes, fire 2019 taxes. If we've done both of those things, how much money should I, as an individual, be expecting? How much is my check?
As an individual, $1,200.
Twelve
Individual.
hundred. Okay,
Individual.
individual. Okay, so
Right.
is that based on how much? Like, if I make a certain amount of money, am I getting less? Do I not qualify?
Right. So as an individual, you have to make less than 75,000 in order to receive the maximum 1,200.
Okay, so if I
Okay.
make under 75, I'm getting 1,200 off the top.
You're getting 1,200 as long as you filed your 18 and or 19 tax return,
Okay.
regardless if you owe taxes or not.
Wow. So even if I still owe, I'm still getting a check. Okay, cool. So for people who have kids, are they getting extra money depending on how many dependents they have in the house?
Yes, if they're under the age of 17,
Okay.
then you will get $500 per each eligible child under the age of 17.
$500 per child under 17. Okay, got it, got it. So 1,217. Got it. So we got the filing taxes, we got the amounts. When is my money coming? Is my money already here? When should I expect this
Yeah,
money?
and let's not forget about if you're married, because if you're
If you're
married,
married, okay.
then it doubles, so you get 2,400.
So if I'm married, I get 2,400 regardless, as long as we both make under 75,000.
Nope, no, we have to earn under 150,000.
Under 150 combined, we're getting
Right,
2,400.
right,
Okay,
and that's the
got it.
maximum. You also can qualify for the uh, anything over those limits. Then for every $5 per hundred, it's reduced.
Got it.
So you won't get the maximum 1,200, but you'll get a dollar amount based on your income. So every $100 over the limits will then decrease you $5 by 100.
So this is a great question. It's right on time. Person says, how much do you get over 75,000 if you are an individual? Are
Depends
you
on what
asking
your income
how
is.
much do you get if you make over 75,000? Is that your
Oh
question? I'm
yeah,
trying
I
to
didn't see
understand the
that. How
question.
much do you get if you're over 75 and you are an individual? Hey, okay. So this is Rafika. She says, how much do you get over 75,000 if you're an individual? It depends on how much you make, because it gets reduced $5 by every 100 over 75,000. So you do the math. If you're making 100 grand, then you would minus $5 per 100 between 75 and 100,000.
There
Got
you
it?
go.
Did I answer
Got
your
it.
question? Thanks.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense.
Okay.
Okay, so we know the money's coming.
Okay.
Some people, I know the money's here, the money's on the way. Okay, some people already have their check. That I know. I've been seeing it all over Instagram, all over social media. My check is here. My Rona Bucks is here. Trump shit me off. and and there are people who still don't
Right.
have their money. So if I don't have my money, when should I expect it?
So basically, the direct deposits went out on the 14th, I want to say, of April is when they started the first depositing direct deposit. And that's if IRS has your bank information, because you received a refund either tax year 18 or 19.
Okay.
So if you received a refund, even if you make payment arrangements and they have your bank info because they take it, um, it could be I sent in a payment with my check. They have my bank check. Um, it could be, I enter my information on the computer screen and I still have received it. Well, here's the thing. The only way you're going to get a direct deposit automatically, that the ones you see on the news and everyone that's received it, is because they received a refund in tax year 18 or 19, means the money went into their account. If you owed and there's a tax liability and your refund was offset to a previous year, they don't have your bank info because it never went through. So here's the number one question I always get. Like every day I get this call. You got my money because you have my check.
You
It's
got
with
my
you.
check.
Where's my
You're
check?
my
Where's
you're
my
my
stimulus
accountant.
check?
Where's my money?
Is my check going to be mailed to you? Is my check going to come be mailed to you because I got my taxes done? Well, no. So here's the thing. Well, what about because I came and picked up a check from you because we use a third-party bank that's governed by IRS in
Okay.
order to get the refund, right? That's those refund advance programs that they have. So your bank information was used because you got your refund direct deposit. Here's the caveat with that. The caveat is IRS didn't get your bank info. The third party bank got your info. So therefore, IRS doesn't know your bank info to make the direct deposit. So what they did was they can't send it to a third party bank because we, the tax preparers, do not have your check to print out like we normally would do in normal circumstances with refund checks. So what will happen is now you're one of those IRS that have your bank info. So how do you get it? Well, you go on to irs.gov and you go in and say basically it's a tool. The name of it is find my payment information, and you enter in your payment information, and it tells you I want to get the name. It's Get My Payment, irs.gov.
Okay.
And you go there and then you enter in the identifying information that links in with IRS, that corresponds, that matches, and then you enter your bank info and then they have it. So
Got
that
it.
hopefully the process from the mail and the direct deposit doesn't hit, and then you get the direct deposit because we know snail mail, right?
Right. Makes sense. So
Yeah.
if you don't have direct deposit set up, you should probably be expecting a check. If you're getting if you're seeking your refund from a third party, you need to go online and make sure you type in all your info to make sure the check comes to you,
Right.
because it's not going to go to the third party.
Right. So
Right.
that was in the beginning. Now, one of my clients just told me yesterday, I spoke to her, they have now started the process. The mail checks went out as of April 24th, and she actually received her check in the mail yesterday. I think it was over the weekend, probably, but she did put her bank info in. So
It's a
with
good
her bank
turnaround.
info, she was able to get, but it was a mail check. It was a mail check, so it was not direct deposit. Yeah. So,
Okay.
you know, here's the thing with this, and let me just be very clear with it. The whole U.S. is trying to access this stimulus money. So you can imagine how bombarded this system is.
Right.
So we have to be patient because we understand there's glitches, so it will come if you have filed 18 or 19 taxes. You know what I'm saying? I
But
say this
moral
because
story
it's
is
one of those that has to be very clear. People, they really, it's confusing, and
right.
I get it. I'm confused at times because it's like, wait a minute, and they update every day. So IRS updates, you need to know. But anyway, I digress.
No, I understand. So here's the question I get all the time, and I'm sure I've seen it online. People have asked me, people have had different opinions. I'm sure you've heard this a lot too. Do I have to pay this money back?
No, you don't. So what it is it's not a loan. It's not I'm giving you this for now, I owe you, none of that. It's just a credit. So this credit is available to us because of what's happening with the global pandemic, with COVID-19. They said, hey, we need this funding because of the CARES Act. So it's a credit. So what's going to happen is next year, when you file your 2020 taxes, let's say every year you get a $2,000 refund. And I'm going to go 15, 16, 17, and 18, right? You always get a $2,000 refund. So now in 20, you file your taxes in 2020, not 2019's taxes, which is this year. Next year, which will be 2020 taxes will be due to file. When you file, you still have that $2,000, but they're going to ask you, did you receive the $1,200 stimulus check credit? And you're going to say yes. So that credit will not be available to you for 2020 tax year. You'll still get your $2,000 like you normally do, like you have been for the previous years. Okay, so it's a tax credit.
It's
you
a
don't
tax
have to
credit.
pay it back.
You don't have
you don't
to pay
owe
it back.
12.
It's not coming out of my check. It's not deducted from my $2,000 refund that I'm used to getting.
No.
It's just a credit.
No.
I think that
Unless,
was one of the biggest misconceptions. A lot of people are still
yeah,
saying you're gonna have to pay it back. It's gonna come out of your taxes. It's gonna come out
right.
of. I've heard people say it's gonna come out of your work check, and I'm like, I don't. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure that's not right
no,
either.
no. And I see someone asking me, is it taxable income? It is not taxable income. It is a credit that's available to you. And so it's not taxable income. It's just a credit. So it's an advance on the credit right now because we're going through this pandemic. So now we're going to go ahead and advance you this credit. However, it wouldn't have been in place had we not had this, but that's it's not taxable income. The only way that you would pay it back is if you weren't entitled to it. So I was reading something the other day, and someone had received a check, and they said, well, should I have gotten it? My child was 17. I claimed him as a dependent. Now what? Should we cash the check? Well, here's the thing. You claim the child as a dependent and they're 17. So that means, no, you would get the 500 and they're not eligible for the 1,200, but they still got the check. So if they cash it, then they owe the IRS and they will definitely catch up with you and give you another bill. I have another scenario. Say, for instance, you didn't file 2019. You filed 2018. You got the stimulus check, right?
Mm-hmm.
2019, you file and you're over the limits, the 75,000 or the 150 for married filing joint, right? But you
Mm-hmm.
got the check.
Right.
You owe them because you do not qualify for the stimulus check.
Right.
They
Because you
just
didn't
went
make
off of
that income.
18.
Right.
Right. They went off of 18 because 19 was not in because it's not due until July 15th. So now they advanced you and you owe them back.
So basically, if I have a big income jump from 19 to 20, and I'm over the 75, I'm gonna owe them that money because maybe I don't qualify. I don't qualify for the 1,200.
Right. So if I had a job last year that I was making 50,000, and then in 2019 I worked, I haven't filed yet, and I made 100,000, and I'm
Right.
single, I have no kids, I'm not married, so I technically got the check because I filed 18, I used direct deposit, I got my money, it's in my account, and then next year, well, July 14th, I sent in my taxes for 2019 where I made 100 grand now, and guess what? I owe that 1,200 back.
Got it. So the only way you actually have to pay it back is if, one, you weren't entitled for the money, and two, if you make over a substantial amount of income you made the previous year.
Right, right,
Okay,
right,
got it,
right.
got it. So now here's a question for you.
Yeah.
Now that we have this money, regardless of the amount, what should we be doing with this money? Should we be going to buy TVs? Is it time because we stuck in the house? Are we going to get the big screen? What should we do with this credit?
Yeah, it's funny you asked that because I was having this conversation with my brother the other day, and he's an insurance agent. So the first thing that, I say to my clients with a refund is, make sure you have your life insurance for your children. That's off the bat. Pay with your refund, pay up the premium, the annual premium, get that out of the pocket, get it, just deal with it, right? So
Right.
now we got this extra 1,200. And here's the thing, we see it, the pandemic is real, and we need to make sure that we're covered and we have life insurance coverage for ourselves, for our children, even if it's just a simple, college savings fund, don't go blow it on a TV. Make it make sense. Let's make sure that we apply this money in the right places to help us leverage to the next level.
Right.
It's just 1,200, but it's 1,200 that we didn't have, and unfortunately we got it because of this pandemic. But what can we do to make it make sense besides, oh, I got me a new pair of shoes or a new bag or, a pair of rims or whatever you want to, I don't know, I think that we should make sense out of it. Get the right insurance coverage. Make sure you're covered. It's important. Make sure you have, critical illness coverage. No, it doesn't cover, and don't quote me, for maybe the COVID-19. However, we still have illnesses that we're facing with. We are
Right.
basically being hit hard as African Americans because we have hypertension and diabetes. So
And
there's
high
ways
blood
that
pressure.
right, right. So there's ways that we can pre-plan in case things like this happen while we're living, And if God forbid something was to happen, you know, we don't have to go fund me. You know, we took care of what we were supposed to because we had this 1,200, and I took
Right.
care of this. And you start off at baby steps, you know, until you're able to say, hey, because you know the question is, if you have it, and if you don't, are you covered? Do you
I
have
feel like
enough?
it's such an important question. I just think that a lot of people, obviously, we all see the GoFundmes, and I'm sure you being in the position in the industry that you're in, every time I see a GoFundMe, I always ask, why didn't that person have life insurance?
Right.
I see it all the time. So if you are in a position where you can use this 1,200 or 1,000 or 600, whatever it may be, to put yourself in a better position to take care of yourself if something happens to you or your kids, I think that's a great use of the money.
Yeah, I
Because
mean, and if you have all that taken care of, you know, my other advice is let's revisit what's about to happen to this economy. What's happening, not about to happen, what's happening. So we have the mortgages are going to drop. Okay. So this is where I really come into play. You know, my scope of practice is offering vehicles for our people, our community, to be able to utilize so that we can make sure we have everything, all the tools necessary to be successful or just be reaching a certain level of achievement in life, right? So that's what LB Taxes and Consulting Group. So credit repair, making sure your credit is right, because how are you going to qualify for this home now that the real estate market has declined? One, you need to have your taxes filed because they go after
right,
your last 2 years. You know,
right.
you also want to make sure that your credit is in line. That's the number one, because even if your taxes is filed, if your credit ain't right, you
They not
can't buy.
messing with you.
So if you got 600 to put on your credit repair and 600 to put on insurance policy, I think you might be able to sleep a little bit better at night, because
That's a good
knowing
use of the
you're
1,200.
pre-planning. You know, how do we get out of this rut that we're going to be facing? So we need to make sure, you know, credit is everything. Get your credit together. Make sure you're dealing with if you don't have a repair specialist, contact me. I definitely partner with a lot of people as well as insurance agents, you know, annuities, financial advisors, you know, LB taxes. That's where you call me. I say, hey, I set you up. We get consultations. You know, my staff and I, we hold your hand through the process.
Right. And
So,
that's what I wanted to get into. I wanted
right.
to get into more of what you offer because obviously we know credit is king. We know credit is golden, but I don't think it's something that is preached to us from a young age or even our community, like the importance of credit. So I want to take these last 2 minutes to talk about you, LB Taxes, and what you guys do over there.
Well, okay, I'm going to piggyback off what I just said. um, well, basically, you know, we're a full service tax consulting company. We're located in Inglewood, right across from DMV. You can't miss us. The red, white, and blue colors. I like to say that we're very special because we offer specialty services that stand out differently than other tax repair companies. We're year round. We have notary services. We do estate planning, which is another topic, you know, to talk about. Um,
That's another talk, another
that's another
day. We'll
topic
get
to
to
talk
it.
about. Yeah. Power of attorneys, you know, right now, you know, something can happen. You want to make sure you have a power of attorney in place, God forbid. So you have someone that can, you know, make decisions or help assist you if you're unable to. So we offer all these kind of services at LB. In addition to, of course, tax preparation, which is all year round, back taxes, tax resolution, payment arrangement assistance, audits, collections, everything you need, those letters you get. We do all 50 states. We just recently expanded to Atlanta. So we're based there. We deal with owner operators, truck drivers. We deal with independent contractors. We deal with entertainers, writers, directors, producers,
Y'all do it
you
all.
name it. We do business corporate structurings. You know, we explaining you the difference between LLC, S corp, C corp. Why should you get it? DBA. What's the difference? You know, so we're a consulting company, and basically the base is taxes, and you meet me because I am the expert. you
You are
know,
the
so
expert.
I am the expert. I'm the tax expert. So I say that with a smile. So, but yeah, you know, just give us a call. You know, we're crossing Inglewood DMV. We educate. We educate our clients. So when you
And I
leave,
think
you're
that's
gonna
what
know.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people need, just general education on the importance of taxes, the importance
Right.
of credit, the importance of having life insurance set up. It's overall like it's not something we're exposed to at a young age, so I
Right.
definitely appreciate you being
Yeah.
there to
Yeah.
hold people's hand
Yeah.
and lead people down that path.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Know why
we're
you
at our
owe.
30. Say it
Know
again.
why you owe.
Know why you owe,
Right.
and
Know
know
why
why
you're
you don't
owing
want to
every
owe.
year. Right.
See,
And
she
how
said
not
that's
to
what I
owe.
need. Right. So make
Yes.
sure you holler at LB Taxes.
Yeah.
If that's what you need, they're in Inglewood. They're right across the street from the DMV. You can't miss them.
Right. You can't miss
I
it.
want to thank everybody for tuning in. Miss Laura, thank you for your
Thank
time,
you.
for your
Thank you.
knowledge.
Pleasure.
As
Thank
always,
you.
guys, we're always here for you guys. Saturday, we do have another Burn at Home session. It's Saturday at 1 p.m. Make sure to check us out if you guys are ready to get working out. Again, make sure you guys follow her on Instagram at LB Taxes. If you need a tax consultant, holler at Laura. Go
Yeah.
meet her, shake her hand, let her walk you down that path.
That's right. Thank you. Appreciate it. You guys stay safe and be well.
Stay safe, be well, and we'll see you guys. We'll see you guys Saturday at 1 p.m.
Take care.
Bye.